Hello, everyone. Welcome again. This is Diego, and welcome to Diego Knows. And today we're going to talk about Sex in the City again. Yes, that's what we do here. We talk about Sex in the City, and I give you my straight man's point of view just to tell you what I think about the show. I've watched every single episode, and right now we're on season 3, episode 2. Okay, so I'm almost halfway done with every episode of the show. That's something else. I never thought I'd ever do that, but I did. Yeah, I mean the show's good. I mean I wouldn't do this if I didn't like the show. A big fan of the show when it first came out. Watched every single episode. I've watched both movies, and I watched that piece of shit and Just Like Crap. And I already reviewed that piece of shit show. If you want to watch it, it's on this channel. Okay, but right now I'm watching the old episodes back when the show was good. The good old episodes, back from the late 90s and the early 2000s. That was a good show. I love the show. It was great. I did do some research here, and I found out that this season, season 3 of Sex and the City, it came out between June and October of 2000. Okay, because the last episode, I wasn't sure if September 11th had happened around this time, but it's actually a year before September 11th happens. Okay, so next season, season 4, is when they're gonna have to deal or somehow write their way out of that situation. But I remember that very well. God, this was still before September 11th. This is like a year before September 11th still. So all these episodes take place in 2000. So September 11th has not happened yet. The Twin Towers are still there. So all that's still going on in New York. All right. Okay, so this episode, like I said, I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think from a straight guy's point of view, which is something that was lacking on this show when it first aired. This show was written by gay guys and by feminists and lesbians. Okay, so we never got the straight man's point of view. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell you what's realistic, what's not realistic. Okay, from a straight guy's point of view, exactly. All right. Okay, so to start off with, this episode is called Politically Erect. Like I said, season 3, episode 2, is called Politically Erect. Okay, now John Slattery, the actor that played Howard Stark in the Iron Man movies and the Avengers movies on Marvel, all those Marvel movies, the guy that plays Robert Downey Jr.'s father in the Iron Man movies. Okay, that's John Slattery, and he plays this guy named Bill Kelly, who's a politician. We met him last episode. Okay, that's the guy that was dating the fire department strip-off contest. And apparently he's straight. Yeah, I ain't buying it. But anyway, apparently he's straight. He says he's straight. Okay, they don't have sex. Him and Carrie do not have sex, but he's hitting on her a lot last episode. But now he's back, and he's doing his campaign trail. I guess he's trying to win some sort of an election. I guess it's election season. So he's out there making his speeches, talking to people, shaking hands, trying to raise money for his campaign. He's got his campaign manager there, who we find out later on is gay. And he's making sure that everybody there has got their Go Kelly button on. He puts one on Carrie, and she's wearing like a $5,000 coat, and he pins one on her, and she's like, ugh, and tries to mark off the pin, So she's basically following him around. She's still writing her column, but she's following him around. While he's on the campaign trail in New York. All right, so she's there, but she's not there. But he finally takes her back to her apartment. I think it's his apartment actually. And he pins her. They're making out. They're making out all the time. Okay, and he finally goes like, "Hey, I need to introduce you to Proposition 114." And she's like, "Well, what's that?" He's like, "That's you and me in the bedroom, like right now." So he picks her up over his shoulder and takes her in there, caveman style. I love it. Love it. Love it. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. You pick her fucking up and you fucking throw her down. You show her who's a man here. Yes, that's the way to do it. Okay, but can't get away with that today. But this was 2000. You can get away with it back then. Back then you could do that in a TV show. Okay, no one gave a shit about it. But now you can't do that. Oh hell no. All right, so so I got the Go Kelly buttons on, and she has her She says she gets her political conscience raised. I think she raised something else besides that. Okay. Anyway, so they're doing this. She fucking mounts. She straddles him. And they fucking go at it. Okay. So he has to have sex. Well, the show's called Sex in the City, right? Okay. So the next scene up here is Steve and Miranda are walking down the street together at night. Like they're on a date, but they're not dating. Officially, they're not dating. They're just friends that have sex all the time. All right, so they're talking, and he mentions to her, that hey, he's thinking, he's not seeing anyone else. Of course, he's not seeing anyone else. Okay, Steve is not seeing anyone else. You know why Steve's not seeing anyone else? Because he's a fucking idiot. That's why. Don't get me wrong, I love Steve to death. Okay, but this guy wears his heart on his sleeve, and he can't seem to think threes. He could never play chess. Okay, he can't think three steps ahead of himself. You know, I call it three-dimensional thinking. Okay? You can't just see what's in front of you. You got to see what's behind that too. And you got to play according to that. Okay? It's like outmaneuvering your opponent. It's like chess, you know? It's what successful men do. They try to figure out their opponent. You know, they try to figure out the next move. You know, A plus B equals C, which leads to D. You're not trying to find out to get C. You're trying to get D. All right? He can't think that far ahead. He's basically wearing his heart on his sleeve. Okay? He's fucking Miranda. They're having a good time. Okay? But they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And he just, you know, lets her know, hey, you know what? I was thinking that maybe, you know, you and I could just be like exclusive, you know? Like I was giving it a lot of thought, you know? And we should just see each other. You know, like monogamous wise, you know, like, see, he's just like, he's pussy whipped, okay? He's fucking pussy whipped, which bothers me a lot, okay? Because I would think a guy who's a bartender like Steve, he probably meets a lot of girls, you know, a lot of drunk girls, all right? I know I did when I was bartending, okay? Oh my God, man, you all lose your inhibitions big time when you're sauced. But anyway, so, you know, he probably meets a lot of girls, okay? So, and he's with this girl. He probably likes her. He definitely likes her more than the rest, okay? But, you know, a guy like this has no backup plan. He's basically putting everything onto Miranda, okay? So his sexual future, his relationship future is all in Miranda's hands now, okay? And that's way too much pressure to put on one person, okay? She ain't there yet, okay? She's given no hint of being there yet. Every time he tries to bring up the subject in the past, she changes it. Or establishes, or like she said last episode, that hasn't been established, you know, or when she told him after they had sex, you know, after they broke up and they had sex again, she's like, okay, well, we're just friends with, you know, that like to fuck, okay? So she's made it known that, okay, she likes to fuck him, she likes to hang out with him, but she's not really sure about getting back together with him, okay, relationship-wise, okay? Now, if I've been in that situation before, okay, with a woman who's not really sure she wants to go back there again with me, okay? I've been in that situation before, but I'm not handling it the way Steve did. Maybe if I was younger in high school or something, I would, but I was already an adult by then, okay? So I handle it a lot differently than what Steve's doing. Steve's like, oh, come on, let's get back together. Come on, we have sex anyway. We have fun together anyway. You know, he's basically like a kid. I mean, now he's not pawing. He's got more class than that. He's got more class than that, than to fucking beg. Okay? But he's telling her, hey, let's just think about it. Just think about you and me exclusively. You know, just think about it. No pressure, but just think about it. You know? Because I already thought about it, you know? And the way I feel about you, it's just, this just feels right to me, you know? Well, it doesn't feel right to Miranda. And later on, we'll find out why. Okay? What I would do, okay, is I would be dating other women. I wouldn't tell her about it. No, I wouldn't throw that in her face. Okay, because she has no problem letting him know that she might have another date with somebody else. Like, she's not that available. She lets him know in this conversation. Like, he says, hey, let's go out to the movie Friday. And she's like, well, I think I got plans. Oh, really? With what? With who? Who you got to go out with on Friday night? You can't go out with me. And she's like, hey, you know, it's none of your business. You know, you're not my boyfriend. You know, that kind of thing. So she's already, like, open to meeting other guys. Okay, even though he's not open to meeting other girls. Okay, big mistake right there. You never do that. All right, and, you know, like I said, I haven't done that since high school. But what I would do in that situation is I'd be dating other girls, because just because she's not sure doesn't mean that I have to be sure. Okay? As long as we're not on the same page, I'm not going to play by those rules. Okay? She has the right to see who she wants to. That's fine. I might prefer her more than the other girls. Well, in this case, I wouldn't. Not fucking Miranda. Okay? But let's just pretend it's a girl I'm actually, you know, attracted to, borderline in love with. Okay? Let's just pretend for a second it's a woman like that. All right, I would be dating other women, okay? Just number one, to let her know that I'm not just immediately available at her beck and call. That, you know, not all my Fridays are fucking free anytime you want them, okay? And just because I want to meet other people. You see, the more people I date, the more women I date, the better I get at dating. You know, there's different types of women out there. They're all not the same. You know, I mean, in a lot of ways they're the same, but in a lot of ways women are all different, okay? They have different interests. They have different hobbies. They like different things. You know, so the more women I get to know, the more well-rounded I am. You know, there's things that stick out about a person based on their interests and based on what they like to do. It's not just what they look like, although that's important too, you know. So I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in one basket. I wouldn't just like have sex with my ex and then immediately want to get back together with her again. Okay, I'd still be dating other women. I would. Like, I wouldn't tell her about it. I wouldn't throw that in her face. Okay, but that's what I would do. Okay, I wouldn't be like trying to push. If if I am dating these other women, but I still like this girl best of all, I would probably say it like Steve does, you know, hey, just give it a thought, you know. I was thinking maybe you and I could be exclusive, you know. You know, that's kind of how I'm feeling, you know, but just think about it and let me know, you know, when you feel ready, you know. Because she's not going to give him an answer tonight. No, hell no. She's fucking going all around it like, oh, yeah, well, I ain't sure. Okay. Heard you. Got message received. Got it. Okay. Let's talk about something else now. You know, she doesn't answer him. Okay. And he's good at not putting her on the spot like you have to answer me right now. He tells her just think about it, which is something I would have done too. But be fucking rest assured, I'd be dating other women. I'd be having sex with other women. Okay. I wouldn't put all my eggs in this basket. Now, if something comes out of it, if she decides that she feels the same way about me and wants to give it another shot, all right, then I'm done dating other women. Okay. Then it's just her and me. But unless we've had that conversation, okay, I'm fucking single, just like she is, okay? So she ain't gonna dictate my Friday nights any more than I'm gonna dictate hers, okay? All right, moving right along. So that's basically, she blows him off, and basically she talks to Carrie the next day about it. But in the meantime, the women start talking together. Samantha and the other girls are all having lunch again, like they always do every episode. And Samantha's actually a little bit, not really jealous, but she's kind of proud of Carrie. Like, oh my God, you're dating this guy, this politician. He's good looking, you know, and he's got the whole power thing going on, which probably, well, I'm sure turns you on. It turned me on, you know. And Charlotte's like, you know, campaign. You know, well, the next time he has a campaign, invite me. I want to go. I want to go to the campaign rally. So it's a great way to meet men, you know, and that way I can meet who the donors are, you know. So Miranda's like, oh, so basically single and rich. She's like, yeah, you know, I once had a crush on Dan Quayle. Anyway, so basically, Charlotte wants to meet the interesting donors, you know. Okay, Samantha's like, you know, I always vote on the best looking guys, okay. And Carrie's like, oh yeah, well, I always vote on the swimsuit competitions. Who wins the swimsuit competitions? You know, and Samantha's like, hey, you know what? Look at Nixon, okay? No one wanted to fuck Nixon, so what do? He fucked everyone else over. Okay, obviously this show is written by fucking liberals, just like every other show in Hollywood is written by fucking liberals, okay? They fucking hate Republicans. And hey, you know, we know what? Nixon's not a good example of the Republican Party, okay? He's a bad example, okay? But there's other bad examples too. You know, everyone fucking, you know, the Democrats love to praise fucking FDR like he's the next Abraham Lincoln. Everyone forgets that it was FDR that created the fucking concentration camps that we put all the Asian Americans in back in World War II. Everyone forgets that part. No one ever wants to talk about that, okay? So it's like, you know, no, there's good and bad in every politician, okay? And that includes my party, your party, every party, okay? So anyway, so moving right along, so she says that you know, because Nixon was ugly, like nobody wanted to fuck him, so you know he fucked everyone else. Hey, when you're that high up politically, man, a lot of people want to fuck you. Okay, doesn't matter what you look like anymore. All right, I guarantee you. Look at fucking. I guarantee you. What's his name? Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. Look at him now. I guarantee you he can still fucking pull some tail. Okay, so it ain't about what you look like. It's about the power. The power is the aphrodisiac, not what you look like. All right. So when you're at that level, you know. Okay, Charlotte says she says again, I had a crush on Dan Quayle once. And Carrie says again, yes, we've been ignoring you ever since you said it last time. Yeah, I was trying to ignore that too, man. I remember that. I remember Quayle and Bush. And then, of course, Samantha makes the fucking gay reference. Like, you know, Bush and Quayle, you know, there was something homoerotic about those two. You know, it was like Batman and Robin all over again. Oh, come on, man. Batman and Robin, you know, they were not gay, okay? I watched the show. I watched the 60s show. Batman and Robin were not gay. It was just a different time back then, okay? You know, I mean, he's a grown man. You know, he wears tights. He goes out at night. He's a young boy, 13, 14. He wears tights. He goes out at night. You know, his name's Dick. His name's Bruce. They have a bat cave. They slide down the bat pole. No, let's not go. Let's not go there. All right. Anyway. Yeah. It's trying to sound like Frederick Warnham there. No. Okay, so anyway, so Miranda and Carrie have a private conversation. They're walking down the street together. And she tells them what's going on about Steve. She says, hey, Steve wants to go steady again. And Carrie's like, oh, people still use that word? She's like, well, he means exclusive. He just wants it to be, you know, monogamous, just him and me. But I don't know how to tell him the truth. I don't know how to tell him my feelings, you know? And she's like, well, what's your feelings? She's like, the truth is, what if someone better comes along? Oh, praise the show for its honesty, okay? Yeah, that's not beating around the bush, okay? That's telling you straight out. What if someone better comes along? You know? Hey, you know what? That can be said for everybody, okay? I've heard married people say that to me, okay? People that already took their vows have said that to me, okay? What if someone better comes along? Men and women, all right? Look, okay, someone always better is going to come along, okay? That's the truth. That's the truth. There will always be someone better. I know you don't want to believe it. I know it goes against all the fucking chick flicks that you watched, okay? In shows like this where you find true love at the end. It's all fucking bullshit, okay? There's people that are better for you. There's people that are not better for you. That's it, okay? If you find one, most people, if they find one that's better for them, they'll stay with that one unless they're stupid, like a lot of people are, you know? If their whole dating, you know, requirements depend on your bank account, you know, or how many likes you get on Instagram, okay, then you're in the wrong game, okay? You're not looking for a serious relationship, okay? You're looking for praise, okay? You're looking for attention, okay? You're looking for self-validation, okay? And that's not the same thing as being in a relationship, okay? Relationships are about working together towards a common purpose, okay? To improve your life. It's not a fucking fairy tale world, okay? Where everyone's fucking got ripped abs and fucking and yachts and shit, okay? Okay, it's all bullshit. So, yes, there will always be someone better, okay? There will always be someone, but that's why when you make a commitment, it's a commitment to that person, okay? That's what monogamy is. That's what marriage is. It's a commitment to that person. Yes, you already know there could be someone better comes along. Someone better probably will come along, especially if you've been married a long time. Yes, definitely better has definitely come along in your life, okay? But that doesn't mean you drop what you have and you go towards something else, okay? That's not, you know, you want to do that, you're going to end up alone. Okay, because guess what? That someone better might come along. It works for them too. It works for everybody, honestly. If you want to go by that, then nobody would ever make a commitment to each other. Because there will always be someone better coming along. As long as you're fucking alive, okay, there's always going to be someone better coming along. Okay? You just have to, you know, you're like on this train. The train makes certain stops. And once you've passed that, if you're lucky, the train will go back to that stop again. But most of the time it won't. So do you get off? Or not. You just got to make the best choice you can. It's called being an adult. You know, and Carrie gives her some good advice. Well, make your list. Pros and cons. What are the things you like about them? What are the things you don't like about them? Which list is longer? That's your answer right there. And that's a great advice, too. Great advice. I wish more people would do that. Okay? So anyway, so that's some really good advice there. All right, so that happens here. And of course, you know, because the theme of this episode is politics, you know, Miranda says, like, I don't know how to be political in relationships. You know, no, she doesn't. She doesn't know how to fucking do relationships. Honestly, okay, and the fact that they're using a payphone is kind of weird. Like, you know, because there's no payphones anymore. Okay, half of this conversation taking place with Carrie's trying to, you know, use the payphone and put the quarter in, and it's just like, damn, that was a long time ago. Payphones. All right, so now we get to the thesis of this episode: is can there be sex without politics? Can there be sex without politics? No, there cannot. There can't be anything without politics. As long as people are involved, it's political. It'll always be political. That's just the way life is. Okay, and of course she's smoking the whole fucking time. Okay, now Samantha meets a guy at a bar while she's drinking her Cosmo. He's this guy. His name is Jeff. He owns an investment firm or so. Because, you know, all the guys on the show are rich. You know, they all fucking own. They're all, you know, have like fucking PhDs and shit and have professional jobs. There's no guy that fucking works at McDonald's. Okay, on the show. All right, there's no guy that's a janitor on the show. Okay. Okay, so he owns an investment firm, whatever, and he's flirting with Samantha. And he's actually got a lot of confidence. Okay. You know, he's going like, oh, you know, I make deals all day, you know, and calling you beautiful, man, that's probably the best deal I've made all day, you know. He's just flirting. He's a really fast talker, very New Yorkish, you know, very flirty. You know, like, you know, you look incredible today. Has anyone ever told you look incredible? You look absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, you know, my job is I make decisions, you know, with finance, okay? And I tell you what, if I ever bet on you, that's a guaranteed bet right there. I'll make a lot of money. Hey, what's your name? Oh my God, your legs are going for days. Do you ever want to tell you how beautiful you are? You're absolutely stunning. You're absolutely gorgeous. I don't know. My heart's going to stop right now. I don't even know what to do. You're so fucking beautiful. Oh my gosh, here, you need to give me a call. Let's go out to dinner sometime. Absolutely. Here's my card right there. If you ever want to have a really nice dinner, okay, with a really rich guy, okay, I'm the guy to call right here. You know, you're so lovely. Okay, people tell you how lovely you are. You're so fucking lovely. And he just talks like that, dude. And of course Samantha's like, oh shit, damn, this guy's got some game. You know, he's just fucking boom, 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 flirting. You know, like speed flirting. You know, He's spitting out compliments like a fucking machine gun. Unfucking believable. All right, so Samantha's like, she's talking to him. She flirts with him too, you know, a little bit. And he asks her out immediately, of course. That's what happens on the show. Okay, you meet somebody, and then within 20 seconds, the guy is asking the girl out. Because that's what happens in real life, right? Yeah. Okay. And Jeff, his name's Jeff, like I said, and he says, I'll call you Pink Lady. He calls her Pink Lady. I'll call you Pink Lady because she's drinking a Cosmo, you know. All right. And then he gets out, he gets paged, so we remember pagers. Yeah, remember those? Yes, he gets paid, so he looks at he's like, okay, I got to go right now, blah, blah, so, I got to cut it short, but, I'll give you a call, here's my card, blah, blah, I'll see you later, Pink Lady, call me. And then he gets up off the bar stool that he was on, and he's like fucking probably 4'10", 4'11", he's a little, tiny little guy. So Samantha's like turned off now, like, oh shit. And she agreed to go out with him now, so now she doesn't want to like cancel because she'll be an asshole if she does that because of his height, and hey, women like tall guys, all right? Don't give me this fucking bullshit about your personality. He's got to know how to talk. Now, there's things you can overlook, okay? But height is, it's one of the first things. It's the first thing someone sees besides your face. How tall are you? So yeah, women like guys that are tall. They do. I know they do. I had an uncle who was short, and he fucking hated being short because of that. Because girls would always pick the taller guy. It sucks, man. It sucks. There's nothing you can do about your height. Now you can still get laid if you're short, okay? But you're gonna have to put in more work, which is not fair. Absolutely, it's not fair. It's not fair at all, okay? But that's what Western culture tells you have to do. Like this guy's got such a fucking confident personality. He developed that to make up to compensate for his lack of stature. And you see that a lot too. People that are like disabled and stuff, their personality is like at 110% because that's their way of compensating for what they don't have. Like you see those motivational speakers that are blinded or scarred, how they have so much energy and they're so happy and positive. Okay, they do that to make up for the fact that they're not normal, which is that, what? And it really bothers me whenever I see like good looking people depressed, right? See people that look perfect, that look like they got everything going on, whining about how they're oppressed and how they're, and how, they're treated so badly and they're always hurting. You don't know what it's like to be like me. You'll never understand. Fucking bitches, and guys too, yeah. They're all fucking pulling a fucking Meghan Markle, or a goddamn fucking a Zoe Kravitz. So they're crying about how oppressed they are, how much they're victims. We're victims. No, someone like him, like this Jeff guy, okay? That's a guy who's fucking had life against him since he was born, all right? You don't know what the fuck victimhood is, all right? And this guy's still positive. He still believes in himself. And he's still a go-getter, That's a fucking hero right there. That's someone I can respect. Abso-fucking-lutely. Not some fucking bitch in a Batman movie crying racism, even though her dad is a fucking rock star, her mom was on the fucking Cosby Show, and her grandma was on the fucking Jeffersons for like 12 fucking years while the show was on. No, this girl never worked a hard day in her fucking life. She's had her life handed to her. She never had to work hard her whole fucking life. And you got this guy here who's fucking short. He's got to have a personality, okay? He's got to. He's got to make up for what he doesn't have, which is his height, So yeah, absolutely. Don't tell me about being oppressed. Anyway, enough rant. Moving right along. So now Samantha doesn't want to go out with him. She told the girls that, because he's too short. So Charlotte decides they have a party. Charlotte decides that she's going to start flirting with other guys. She has a party, okay? Where I guess she's going to Carrie makes lunch first. Yeah, she decides to have a party. Why, Carrie? I'm sleeping with him. Carrie decides to have a party, and she invites her friends over there. Okay, because Miranda asks her, why are we invited to this political fundraising party? And Carrie's like, oh, well, because you're my friends and because I'm sleeping with them. So, okay, so that happens, okay? So Charlotte's flirting with all the guys, trying to find Mr. Right. Steve and Miranda, like I said, Steve and Miranda show up. Steve jokes to Bill, the politician, about, hey, man, maybe you could fix some of my parking tickets. I think I owe the city of New York about $500. If you could, like, make that go away for me, And anyway, Miranda's just fucking embarrassed that she brought him now. And Bill's being kind of cool about it. He's like, okay, yeah, he knows it's a joke. He's like, what? I'm joking. It was just a joke. He thought he knew it was a joke, So they walk away, and Miranda says, like, okay, dumb jokes, con. And then she looks at his ass, his butt. He's like, okay, nice butt, pro. so, so Charlotte's flirting with some guy that she met. They're sitting on the couch together talking. I guess he says something about he likes comic books. Well, and he's my kind of people. And speaking of comic books, he's talking to Charlotte. All right, and all of a sudden, some hot girl shows up, and it's Elizabeth Banks. Yes, Elizabeth Banks. And I do believe the next role that she plays after this is as Betty Brant in the Spider-Man movies. Yes, with Tobey Maguire. Yeah, the Sam Raimi movies. Yeah, she plays Betty Brant, who was Spider-Man's first girlfriend in the comic books. That was the girl that broke his cherry. Yeah, absolutely. Not her cherry, his cherry. Yeah, in the comic books. Yeah, but you're never going to see that. But yeah, she plays Betty Brant in the Spider-Man movies. I think right after this. But yeah, it was Elizabeth Banks. She plays like, I guess, his fiance. He says that's his fiance. So here the whole time Charlotte's been flirting with a guy who's got a fiance at the same party. All right. So of course, she puts her arm around him, because that's what happens, ladies. Okay, it's true, ladies. And guys, you also know it's true if it's happened to you. Okay, when you're talking to a girl, okay, your date immediately shows up and like claims you to the other woman, like, hey, this one's taken. I've been in that situation before. It's pretty cool. That's kind of what happens here. So Charlotte realized she'd been talking to a guy who's engaged, and she walks away. She didn't even bring that up. Like nobody mentioned that. Okay, so that's going on here. Stanford shows up, and he says he can't stay long because he's got tickets to the vagina monologues. Oh my God, the fucking vagina monologues. Have you ever seen that fucking show? When I lived in Chicago, that thing was playing every fucking week, man. Oh my God, the vagina monologues. Can you get any more fucking liberal than that? The fucking vagina monologues. Some bitch talking about her fucking pussy for 2 hours on stage. Do I really need to fucking hear that? It's disgusting. It's gross. It makes no fucking sense. It's a waste of time. And that's why I never watched it. Okay. Anyway, he's got to go see the show, so he can't stay all night. And she says, why you want to go see that? And he's like, because, just because I don't eat at the restaurant doesn't mean I don't like to hear the specials. Whatever the fuck that means. I mean, I know what it means, but damn, that's just dumb. Okay, that's like saying I'm going to go to the gay bar. Why? Because I like the music? Yeah, right. Okay, so Stanford meets Bill too, and they start talking. He's like, hey, you get the queer vote, and he's like, oh, I already know I got the queer vote. Just look at my ass. And he's like, you got my vote. And I was like, come on, man. This is just dumb. Like, oh, shit, dude. Like, you're flirting with a gay guy. I swear to God, he must be gay. He's not fucking Howard Stark. He's fucking he's in the closet. That's what he is. All right, so Stanford's there, blah, blah, blah. The queer vote wants Carrie. Now, Carrie notices the campaign manager, Bill's campaign manager, standing there, and of course, Stanford thinks he's hot. He's like, well, what makes you think he's gay? He's like, I've seen him rollerblading on 8th Avenue. Whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what that fucking means. Okay, so Stanford's like, hey, fix me up with him. So Carrie goes up there, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to meet my friend. He's that guy over there. And he's like, okay, go on. He's like, and he looks over there, and there's Stanford there, but there's like some hunky guy with blonde hair and muscles and a tight t-shirt on. Standing next to Stanford. And he's like, is it that hot cutie guy there with the muscles? And she's like, no, it's the, he's like, is it that hot cute guy with the great muscles? And she's like, no, it's the bald guy with in glasses with the great personality. And he's like, oh no, sorry, he's not my type. And he walks away, and she goes back to Stanford. And he's like, well, what did he say? What did he say? And she's like, he's straight. That's a good one, Carrie. That's one for the books. That was a good one. Didn't want to hurt his feelings. He's straight. That was good. See, this shit like this is why I like the show. Okay, so that happens. What do you call Charlotte? The couple that Charlotte's talking to, the one Elizabeth Banks. She's talking to Elizabeth Banks now, and Elizabeth Banks says that she met her boyfriend, her fiance, at a rejection party. Okay, it's not called a rejection party. It's called something else. But basically, it's you bring a date. The date that you bring is someone that you're not attracted to at all. And then everyone does that, and then they meet each other that way, and that's how they start. And that's what happened to her. That's how she met him. So Charlotte gets the idea, I'm going to have a party like that too. Like a rejection party. Like, I'm going to bring someone that I'm not attracted to at all. so that hopefully they'll meet someone at the party that they are attracted to, you know? Which I don't think that fucking works. I mean, the foundation for a party like that is stupid to begin with. I mean, you're someone that you're not attracted. If you're not attracted to most people are attracted to the same thing. Unfortunately, you know, like most women like guys with big muscles, okay? You know, most guys like girls with big boobs, okay? So if you're not attracted to that, why the fuck would, if you already have that, why the fuck would you want to pass it off to somebody else? Makes no fucking sense, you know? So anyway, so they have that. It's a rain check. It's called a rain check party, okay? So they have to bring someone, like I said. Okay, so Samantha brings Jeff. Okay, so Jeff brings, Samantha brings Jeff to the party that Charlotte has, the party. Carrie brings Stanford, and Samantha is going to blow off Jeff, the short guy. She's going to completely blow him off because he's too short. She's not attracted to him at all. He's a fun conversationalist, but she's not attracted. He's way too tiny. He goes up to her fucking nipples when he's standing up, so she's not attracted to that at all. She's kind of hoping he'll meet somebody, and she's going to try to meet somebody at the party. Okay, and so Jeff realized he meets another girl at the party. He realizes that he's been set up, that everyone at this party is someone that was rejected by the person that they brought him in. So he goes over to her, he confronts her, and he tells her, he's like, you know what, you brought me here so you could dump me? And she's like, no, I just want to give you the opportunity of meeting somebody else, that's all. He's like, if you ever get me in the sack, I'm the Jolly Green Giant. I'm going to be the best you've ever had. That's a tall order for Samantha. So finally Samantha says, okay, fine, prove it. So she gets up and he gets up, which is like, way down there. And they leave the party. She says, okay, fine, I'll fuck you. I'll fuck you to see if you're all talk. So they leave together. Okay. Meanwhile, Charlotte's talking to some guy named Greg, and they're having a pretty good conversation, whatever. Everything's going pretty well. And then all of a sudden, some hot girl, I don't know who it is, but some hot girl comes up and goes like, excuse me, I need to borrow him real quick. Greg, can I talk to you for a minute? And he's like, okay. He's like, he tells Charlotte, I'll be right back. Well, they immediately go into the room that where all the coats are, and they start making out on the bed. Okay, well, it turns out that she brought him because she wasn't attracted to him anymore. I guess that's his ex. Yeah, that's his ex-girlfriend. So she brought him to this party because she doesn't want him anymore. But as soon as she saw him talking to a hot girl, Charlotte, all of a sudden now she wants him again. Now she doesn't want him to talk to her anymore. And she fucking claims his ass and takes him back into the bedroom. And you know what? That's so fucking true. That's why you don't have parties like this. Okay? That's why you don't have parties like this, because everyone's just going to bring someone that you already slept with and you don't want because they're no good or whatever, or you're going to bring someone you're not attracted to. Okay? Who the fuck wants that to be their only dating options? Someone didn't like. That's a stupid idea. Okay. So Jeff fucks Samantha. Okay? And like a horny smurf. That's what they said. Their words, not mine. Like a horny smurf. Steve fucks Miranda. He spoons her. Because she's at the party too, but she didn't hook up with anybody. Because she didn't like what she saw there. But she had been at the party too. And they're fucking bad. He's spooning her and she's screaming, he's spooning her. He's got his hand on her little titty. I don't know what the fuck he sees in her. She looks like a fucking dude. But anyway, he's fucking her, And then he breaks down. He tells her, he's like, you know what? He says, don't worry about this whole monogamy thing. It'll work itself out on its own, But I just got to tell you what my feelings are, this thing is just gonna have to happen on its own, You're the best woman I ever met. I love you, Miranda. I love you. Well, for Miranda, that's the biggest pro that outweighs all the cons. He loves her. Well, good for him, or not good for him, as we find out in 2022. Not good for him, but oh well. So you see where this is going. All right, she didn't say it, he said it. Of course he said it, because he wears his fucking heart on his sleeve. He's not thinking, he can't think three-dimensionally. He can't go from A to B to C to D. He can't do that. He's got to go A to B equals C and stop right there. No, you're opening a door. You don't know where the fuck it's going. Anyway, all right, moving right along. Jeff and Samantha are on a date. And she notices that because they fucked, and he gets up to use the bathroom, takes off his jacket. She notices that his jacket was from the Bloomingdale's, the kids department. He shops in the kids department, so she tries to walk out on him. He stops her before she leaves. He's like, "What are you doing? What's wrong with you? What changed in the past 5 minutes?" She goes, "You buy your clothes in the children's department." He's like, "Yeah, what? They fit better and they're cheaper. Where do you buy your clothes at? The big horse store?" She starts laughing. And she realized, you're a big dick in a little body. Which is funny, and you're a big dick with a little body attached. And he's like, yeah, well, you're a big pair of tits with extra leg room. So they start laughing, so they go back and they sit down, okay? He's a funny guy. And like I said, he's got the personality. Okay? He can entertain her. He's always talking. He's always saying something witty, which is cool, which is very attractive, okay? It trumps a lot of things. It trumps looks. Okay, I've seen it happen. I've seen some dog ugly guy. I don't look at guys that way, but I've seen some dog ugly guys that get some hot women because they just know how to tell jokes. They just know how to look at fucking Pete Davidson, for Christ's sake. I mean, that piece of shit loser, fucking drug addict. But yeah, he's pulling in J-Lo. He's pulling in fucking who else? Kim Kardashian. He's fucking Kate Beckinsale, Kaylee Cuckoo, from Big Bang Theory. I mean, he's fucked, Ariana Grande. I mean, this guy's just pulling fucking hot-ass women left and right. Pete fucking Davidson. Okay, look at this fucker. Forget that he's at Saturday Night Live. Forget that he's a Saturday Night Live cat. Look at this fucker. Look what he's pulling, okay? Because he's funny. That's how he does it. And he does a lot of drugs, okay? But he's funny. That's how he does it, Okay. So moving right along. So that happens. Bill wants to take a shower with Carrie. She's been thinking about the whole pissing thing. You see, Bill wants to be pissed on. That's his thing. He wants golden showers. That turns him on. He thinks it's sexy. And Carrie can't be bothered with it. She's been thinking about it. She's been trying to roll that around in her head. Like, I can't really do it. She has dinner with him. You hear the water pouring. And it makes her thinking about pissing. And she can't look at him the same way. She's lost respect for him. She has. So they have sex. He decides to go take a shower. He invites her into the shower. She's like, hey, this whole golden shower thing that you're really into, I don't think I can do it. I can pour some hot tea on you or something. Or maybe I'll leave the door open when I'm taking a piss, although I might have a problem with that too. But I can't get on board with this golden shower thing. I can't do the whole peeing on you thing. He's like, oh, well, now that you mention it, my campaign staff, they told me about your column, your Sex in the City column, and they don't really want me dating a woman who writes about sex in the newspaper. It looks bad for my image. So they don't think it's really good that I should see anymore. And she's like, whoa, wait a minute. So you can't see me because I write about sex, but yet you're the one that likes to get pissed on. He's like, yeah, but nobody knows about that. So now she's like, oh. So now she's jilted. Now Carrie's pissed, okay? Literally and figuratively. So she decides she's going to write about it. So she writes in her column, she writes an article called To Pee or Not to Pee, okay? Now she doesn't name him specifically, but she has been writing about a politician that she's been screwing. So she writes about him, but she uses a pseudonym. So at least she protects him because there's an election around the corner, okay? And he reads it, and he's like all embarrassed, like, oh my God. Like, she told him everything, because he wants to get pissed on, he wants to go up the Yellow River. I don't understand why. I know it's a thing. I know some guys like it. But honestly, ladies, if a guy likes that happening, he ain't going to tell another guy that because most guys think it's fucking gross, okay? But yeah, I do know there are some guys that really get turned on by that. I'm not one of them. I think it's gross.
It can get a little steamy, hot and steamy. Have you ever gone down the Yellow River?
Yeah, once in the 80s, but I did not enjoy it.
There you go. Tim Meadows said it best right there. No, I've never been up the Yellow River, and I gotta tell you about it. No, I think it's gross. It's not sanitary. It's excrement. It's gross. It's disgusting, but I know there's guys that like it. More power to you. If that's your thing. I think it's fucking gross, and I would never want a girl to pee on me. No, that's some Adam Sandler bullshit right there. I ain't gonna go with it. So anyway, that was episode 2 of season 3 of Sex and the City. Thank you very much for staying this long, and we'll see you again on the next one.